Few television dramas have left a mark on audiences quite like Little House on the Prairie. For nearly a decade, families gathered around their televisions to watch stories filled with hope, hardship, love, and resilience. Set against the backdrop of frontier life in Walnut Grove, the series became more than simple entertainment. It felt personal. Viewers connected deeply with the Ingalls family and the emotional struggles they faced each week. The show balanced heartfelt storytelling with meaningful life lessons, making it one of the most beloved family dramas of its time. Even decades later, fans continue to revisit the series because of the comfort and honesty it offered. Yet behind the warmth and nostalgia existed a far more complicated story. The production faced creative disagreements, emotional conflicts, changing ratings, and difficult personal relationships that shaped the show's final years. When the series came to an end, it did so in a way no one expected. The dramatic destruction of Walnut Grove became one of television's most unforgettable finales. More than 40 years later, people still debate whether that ending was heartbreaking, symbolic, or simply unforgettable television history that captured the emotional spirit of an era forever. A television phenomenon. During the 1970s, television audiences were searching for stories that felt genuine and comforting. Little House on the Prairie arrived at exactly the right moment. Inspired by the books written by Laura Ingalls Wilder, the series brought pioneer life into living rooms across America with emotional honesty and charm. Unlike many dramas of the time, the show focused on ordinary people facing everyday struggles. Families connected with the themes of kindness, sacrifice, and perseverance because they reflected universal human experiences. Children admired Laura's adventurous spirit, while parents related to the determination and love shown by Charles and Caroline Ingalls. Every episode carried emotional weight without losing its sense of warmth. The storytelling felt intimate, as though viewers were visiting close friends every week. As ratings climbed, the series became one of NBC's most successful programs and built a loyal audience that stretched across generations. Schools discussed its lessons, families quoted its dialogue, and critics praised its emotional storytelling. The success of the series proved that audiences still valued sincerity in entertainment. What began as a simple family drama slowly transformed into a cultural phenomenon that would remain part of television history long after its original run ended forever. The heart of Walnut Grove. One reason Little House on the Prairie resonated so deeply with audiences was the setting of Walnut Grove itself. The town was more than a backdrop for stories, it felt alive. The dusty roads, small homes, church gatherings, and local schoolhouse created a world that audiences believed in completely. Viewers watched neighbors support one another through sickness, poverty, harsh winters, and personal tragedy. That sense of community became the emotional center of the series. In a television landscape often filled with glamorous lifestyles and exaggerated drama, Walnut Grove represented simplicity and togetherness. The town reflected the idea that strength comes from unity and compassion during difficult times. Every location carried emotional significance. The church symbolized hope, the schoolhouse represented growth, and the mercantile became a gathering place where friendships developed. Fans grew attached not only to the characters, but also to the environment itself. Over the years, Walnut Grove began to feel real to millions of viewers around the world. That emotional attachment is exactly why the show's final moments became so shocking. Watching the town disappear felt deeply personal, because audiences had spent years emotionally investing in the people and places that made Walnut Grove unforgettable and emotionally timeless. Michael Landon's vision. At the center of the show stood Michael Landon, whose influence reached far beyond acting. While audiences knew him as Charles Ingalls, behind the scenes he served as writer, director, producer, and creative force for much of the series. Landon had a clear vision for what the show should represent. He wanted stories that explored emotional truth while remaining accessible to family audiences. His leadership shaped the tone of the series from beginning to end. Cast members often described him as passionate, hardworking, and deeply committed to storytelling. He pushed for emotional realism in scenes and believed television could teach meaningful lessons without becoming overly dramatic. However, that strong creative control sometimes created tension behind the scenes. Landon's perfectionism and confidence occasionally clashed with other producers and actors who had different ideas about the direction of the series. Despite disagreements, his influence remained undeniable. He understood how to create emotional moments that stayed with audiences long after episodes ended. Whether directing heartbreaking tragedies or joyful family scenes, Landon knew how to connect with viewers emotionally. His ability to blend warmth with realism became one of the defining strengths of the series. Even critics who questioned his methods acknowledged that his storytelling instincts helped transform the show into one of television's most enduring classics of all time. Melissa Gilbert's journey. For many viewers, Melissa Gilbert became the emotional heart of Little House on the Prairie. As Laura Ingalls, she grew up on screen in front of millions of people. Audiences watched her evolve from a spirited young girl into a mature young woman facing life's challenges. Gilbert's performance felt natural and authentic, helping viewers connect deeply with Laura's experiences and emotions. Off-screen, her relationship with Michael Landon became equally significant. Gilbert often described Landon as a father figure who guided and protected her throughout her childhood years on the series. Their bond seemed strong, both personally and professionally. However, as Gilbert grew older, she also became more aware of the complicated realities behind television production and adult relationships. The emotional trust she placed in Landon made later conflicts particularly painful for her. Despite those struggles, Gilbert carried the emotional legacy of the series into future generations. Fans continued associating her with Laura Ingalls because she represented innocence, determination, and emotional honesty. Her work on the series helped shape one of the most iconic child performances in television history. Even decades later, many viewers still see Gilbert's portrayal as one of the reasons the show remains emotionally powerful and culturally important to audiences around the world. Stories beyond simple nostalgia. Many people remember Little House on the Prairie as a gentle family drama filled with warmth and nostalgia. While those qualities certainly existed, the series often explored much darker and more complex themes than audiences expected. The writers tackled issues that many family programs avoided during the 1970s and early 1980s. Episodes addressed poverty, addiction, discrimination, grief, illness, and social injustice with surprising emotional depth. Instead of presenting life as perfect or idealized, the show acknowledged that hardship and pain were unavoidable parts of human existence. These difficult storylines gave the series emotional credibility and separated it from many other family-oriented programs of its era. Some episodes shocked audiences because they dealt with subjects considered unusually serious for primetime television. Yet the show rarely used tragedy for shock value alone. The goal was usually to highlight resilience, compassion, and personal growth during challenging moments. This willingness to confront uncomfortable realities made the series feel honest and emotionally grounded. Viewers recognized pieces of their own struggles within the stories being told. That emotional connection helped transform the program from simple entertainment into something much more meaningful. Beneath the prairie landscapes and candlelit homes existed a series deeply interested in the complicated realities of human life and emotional survival during difficult times. Personal relationships and heartbreak. Behind the cameras, personal relationships sometimes became as emotionally complicated as the stories shown on screen. During the later years of Little House on the Prairie, Michael Landon became involved in a relationship with makeup artist Cindy Clerico while still married. The situation created emotional tension among people connected to the production and affected several personal friendships. For younger cast members who admired Landon deeply, the news felt especially painful. Melissa Gilbert later spoke about feeling hurt because she viewed Landon as a father figure and struggled emotionally with the changes occurring in his personal life. Their relationship reportedly became distant for a period of time as emotions remained unresolved. These experiences reminded everyone involved that television productions, no matter how comforting they appear on screen, are still shaped by real human relationships and personal struggles. Fame, pressure, and demanding schedules can complicate emotions in ways audiences rarely see. Despite the difficulties, time eventually brought healing and perspective. Before Landon's death in 1991, he and Gilbert reconciled emotionally, allowing their relationship to find closure. That bittersweet reconciliation mirrored many themes explored throughout the series itself, including forgiveness, personal growth, and emotional understanding. The emotional complexity behind the scenes ultimately became another important chapter in the lasting history of one of television's most beloved family dramas. Melissa Gilbert's lasting memories. For Melissa Gilbert, growing up on Little House on the Prairie shaped much of her personal and professional identity. Spending nearly her entire childhood on a major television production created experiences unlike those of ordinary adolescence. Gilbert learned about acting, responsibility, fame, and emotional storytelling, while millions of viewers watched her mature year after year. The emotional connection audiences felt toward Laura Ingalls often extended to Gilbert herself, making her one of the most recognizable young actresses of her generation. Yet the experience also involved emotional pressure and complicated relationships behind the scenes. As she grew older, Gilbert gained a deeper understanding of the personal struggles affecting adults around her, including those involving Michael Landon. Despite painful moments, she continued valuing the positive lessons and emotional connections formed during the series. Over time, Gilbert became one of the strongest voices preserving the show's legacy through interviews, books, and public appearances. Her reflections often balance affection, honesty, and emotional maturity. Rather than presenting the series as perfect, she acknowledges both the warmth audiences loved and the real human challenges experienced during production. That honesty has helped fans appreciate the series on a deeper level. Gilbert's memories continue offering valuable insight into why the show mattered so much emotionally to both its cast and generations of devoted viewers around the world. The legacy of Walnut Grove. Even though the physical set of Walnut Grove no longer exists, the emotional legacy of Little House on the Prairie continues thriving across generations. New audiences still discover the series through streaming services, reruns, and family recommendations. Parents introduce the show to children because its themes of kindness, resilience, and compassion remain timeless. The emotional honesty of the storytelling continues resonating despite changing television trends and cultural shifts. Fans often describe the series as comforting because it portrays human connection with sincerity and emotional depth. The characters feel relatable even decades after the original episodes aired. In many ways, Walnut Grove became symbolic of values audiences feared were disappearing from modern life, including community support, patience, empathy, and personal responsibility. Yet the show's enduring popularity also stems from its willingness to acknowledge hardship honestly rather than presenting unrealistic perfection. That emotional balance helped create stories that still feel meaningful today. Cast reunions, interviews, documentaries, and fan conventions continue celebrating the impact of the series long after production ended. Few television dramas achieve such lasting emotional influence across multiple generations. Although the town itself disappeared in the explosive finale, the emotional world of Walnut Grove survived in the memories of viewers who continue finding comfort, inspiration, and humanity within its stories more than 40 years after the show first premiered on television screens around the world. Conclusion. More than 40 years after its unforgettable finale, Little House on the Prairie remains one of television's most emotionally significant dramas. What began as a story about frontier life evolved into something far greater. The series explored family, hardship, forgiveness, resilience, and emotional survival, with sincerity that audiences rarely forget. Behind the scenes, the production experienced creative disagreements, personal struggles, and emotional conflicts that revealed the complicated realities of television storytelling. Yet those imperfections only make the legacy feel more human and authentic today. The destruction of Walnut Grove remains one of the boldest finales ever broadcast because it symbolized both an ending and a lasting memory. Some viewers considered it heartbreaking, while others viewed it as a powerful statement about dignity and emotional closure. Either way, the finale guaranteed that the series would never quietly disappear from television history. Decades later, audiences still discuss the emotional impact of those final explosions and the stories that led there. That lasting conversation proves how deeply the series touched people across generations. Beyond the prairie landscapes and nostalgic imagery, existed a show willing to confront real human emotions with honesty and compassion. In the end, that emotional truth became the true legacy of Walnut Grove, and the reason its stories continue living on in the hearts of viewers everywhere. Top of form, bottom of form.